Okay, we have some breaking news coming in from West Asia, and the Israeli military has warned residents of 4 villages in Lebanon to evacuate immediately, saying it was preparing to strike Hezbollah and Hamas targets in those areas. In 2 statements posted on X, the military's Arabic language spokesman, Colonel Aviche Aradi, urged civilians to leave the villages for their own safety. The locations named were Kfar Hatar and Anan in southern Lebanon, as well as Al-Marana and Ayin al-Tina in eastern Lebanon. The warnings come amid heightened tensions along Israel's northern border, where exchanges of fire between Israeli forces and armed groups have increased in recent weeks. Israeli officials have said the planned strikes are aimed at infrastructure and not civilians. There was no immediate response from Hezbollah or Hamas, and Lebanese authorities had not issued a formal statement at the time of the warnings. It remains unclear when the strikes could take place or how many residents are going to be affected. Ross Feingold joins us once again. Outside of the Gaza Strip, where of course there has been a ceasefire, strikes continue mainly in Lebanon and of course Yemen as well. But focusing in on Lebanon, of course, there was a ceasefire signed in November 2024 between the Lebanese government and Israel, not Hezbollah, however. What can you tell us about the current state of the conflict, the tensions that still remain in the region?
The key part of that ceasefire agreement was that the Lebanese central government and military were supposed to take security control of this southern region of Lebanon, and Hezbollah was supposed to pull back and eventually give up its weapons as a long-term goal. And Israel made it abundantly clear at the time that, yes, they were entering into this ceasefire, but any movement of weapons that they detect, anything that they believe is a threatening movement towards communities in northern Israel, that Israel would preemptively strike. And they've done that numerous times ever since that ceasefire was entered into over a year ago. So the ceasefire has largely held, but at times when Israel sees that Hezbollah is moving weapons, they will strike. And yeah, the Lebanese government will complain, and of course Hezbollah will complain. But who else is going to complain? I mean, the United States is not going to criticize Israel for doing that. The Syrian government is dealing with its own internal problems. They're not going to really say anything that's relevant to Israel's decision making. So Israel is in a position of strength, and it's up to the political class in Lebanon to really come to the realization that we have to end the Hezbollah problem once and for all. If we want peace and prosperity for our own people, and specifically the southern part of Lebanon, then they have to do what's necessary to rid themselves of this threat.
Ross Feingold, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World.